Okay, so it's I'm Bartholomew from Patriarkh. What can I say? It's we changed the name from Batushka
Mhm.
after the legal issues with the name. So we are starting with the new chapter of the band. Maybe uh, we do two steps back, but it will be a new name on the metal scene. But we are. I think it's some kind of a Batushka upgrade. We're bringing some new, fresh music and something new with the Patriarkh as a conceptual band, and we will see what happens. I'm the 15-old debutant.
Okay. Thank you for this introduction, Brad. I'm very happy to be with you this evening in order to talk about this album called Prophet Elja. And this album will be released on the 3rd of January, so in a few days, maybe in 2 weeks, by Napalm Records. And
Yeah.
my first question, before talking about this new album, is a more generalist question. I want to know why it's so important for you to write music on Orthodox religion.
I think it's I'm born in a region where is 16% of people is Orthodox people, so it's for me as it's something natural that I'm growing with Orthodox music, with Byzantine music, and on every corner is I have an Orthodox church, so it's for me it's something natural.
Okay.
And I'm never, thinking about this in categories why we are doing this. We're doing this because we are from here. We are born in Podlasie. I'm born in Podlasie. My region is multicultural, of course, because we have a Catholic, we have Orthodox, we have Islam, we have a lot of Judaism, and here's the region, multicultural region, and we are taking our listeners to the Orthodox world, and we are showing on the new album different faces of Orthodoxy, from the Romanian to Greek, the Bulgarian, of course, Russian, and here our regional kind of Orthodox, with bringing with the I think interesting story of the Prophet Ilya.
Okay. So this is a good transition for my second question. This is about the story of this new album. It's about this prophet called Elias Klimovich. Sorry for
Yes,
the pronunciation. Um,
yes.
could you explain to us and for the people who are listening to this interview, why did you choose this story in order to do the songwriting and the music of this new album? The story. This is a story was passed 1 century ago. Okay.
Yes, it's 13, 14
Yeah.
of the past century, and between the First and the Second World War,
Uh-huh.
and why it's choose this because it's happening in my region,
Okay.
in Podlasie. Grzybowska sect was one of the biggest in Europe these times. It's a heretical sect, Orthodox sect, and when we are talking about the conception concept of this album, we must back to I think it's 90s when I watching first time the Prophet Ilya theater play in the Polish TV with the well-known Polish actors. And then this story was resonate in my head, and I think it's 7 or 8 years ago. I starting the learning much more about this story, making research, with the books, with the people that meet people from the sect, talking about this story and what happened with Elja and after the 5 years of preparations, the idea was born in a scenario, some kind of scenario or script. I wrote 8 acts,
Okay.
like you see, Vershali 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a completely story about the Elja Klimovic. Also, I put in the scenario everything what we want to bring with the music, what emotions will be put in every act, and then we are starting composing the music to this album. And I think it was a very good idea to make first scenario for this, and then make music. Then you can have a closed concept, musical concept of this album. We are entering the studio after 2 years of composing, and we spent 5 months in the studio, so it's a production was very tough. At the end, we had 1,170 layers for a mixing, so it's a picture of this album. I think it's so at the end of the mixing, I was in a paranoia. But but finally we are finishing with a good result, and I'm very happy with the sound and all this idea that we're bringing with the Prophet Ilya.
You talked about the sound and the production of this album musically. It's interesting because for this new album you try something new, like to pick up some sound from movie, from theater, from audio, from radio, and with new instruments. Could you explain to us and to me how do you manage to mix all this source of inspiration in order to do this new album?
It's also idea to bring the sound of Podlashe, our regional folk music. That's why we are make addition of the folk instruments, like mandolin or mandocello. That is a very specific instrument for my region. Also addition of the string daclimer, that it's a more cinematic. Also addition of the symphonic orchestra to of course add some kind of cinematic for this story and make much more. I think it's authentical and much more organic. I'm very cared about the production when we are starting the producing the album. I very care about the sound of this. It must be it's I think that you hear that's very organic. It's not overproduced like bands doing nowadays. It's like the music is like a pop music, very overproduced, very polished, very synthetic. We are bringing something organic, and also idea and intention about this album, of the concept of this album, to bring our regional music. And when I talk with my friends now from my region, they say when they hear the new, listening to the new album, they say, Bart, it's a fucking sounding like a Podlashe. So I'm very happy with the result at the end, and that was the main core to bring the sounds and this instruments and addiction to the Orthodox music and mixing this with the story.
And do you think with this new source of inspiration, the sound is really, and the ambience are really different than what you do before?
Yes, I think it's a Patriarkh. It's like I say, it's some kind of Batushka upgrade. Batushka was a very closed conceptual, the concept was very closed, and the music was very aesthetic, much more monastic. Patriarkh will be always, the Orthodox music will be always for us an inspiration, but we are developing this music. We're explore another ways of Orthodox. We're showing another faces also of Orthodoxy, like Romanian, and we are using Romanian language. We're showing the Bulgarian, and we're using the Bulgarian side of Orthodoxy, but also we are showing the folk side of Orthodoxy, especially in my region, and we are using specifically language using only in my region. It's a Chachwatsky language, but also there are liturgical side of Orthodoxy. Then we using Old Slavonic Church language. I think it's giving for this story, for this album and the sound, the giving authenticity, and that was also mine core of this album.
Okay. And is this the reason why you sing for the first time in your natural language, the Polish? Because this is the first time we could hear the language Polish in your music. So this is an explanation, maybe, with what you explain in order to.
Yes, of course. It's the intention of the using first time our native language. It's also, I'm never thinking about the story, this story, and thinking about that we are, translating this for English or for another language, because we are destroyed the spirit of the story.
Okay.
So why we are using also its idea to not giving everything for a plate for listeners. We are invite the listeners to our world and giving a links to searching some information about the lyrics, some information about the Elja. It's the idea. It's to make much more closer with the listeners, and invite to our world and invite to our story the listeners. It also why we are doing with mix the songs and connecting like one whole song when you are listening, because it's when you are starting listening from the first to the last song, the idea was listening in the whole song, and then you can find the magic of this album, I think.
And in order to promote the album, you release with Napalm 3 first single on the platform. Do you have some positive return from the people and the fan of
yes
the song?
It's also hard for me to giving singles from the concept album when you are it's a very hard to putting like different parts.
Yeah, because you
when you have all picture and whole album.
I'm so agree with you.
But since this time we have absolutely positive feedback from our listeners and fans, and of course from when I talking with the press is also very positive with the new album. So I hope the reviews will be good. It's when we are composing this album, everything was going from our hearts. And I hope that the listeners enjoy to these true emotions that we put in this whole story and all in this whole concept.
Okay. Yes, I totally agree with you. Yes, the A track has is the R. Sorry, the A track are
Yes,
yeah, a story in completely. So yes, I think it's difficult to cut the
yes,
story.
yes, yes. It's very
Okay.
difficult
Yeah.
for me, and
Mm.
cut this story. And but we are nowadays is the time of singles, so
Yeah.
we must giving
Yes, you have to do it.
yes some parts of the whole album.
So I've got a question about the next year because I read that you will be on tour next year, in the beginning of the next year. So in Poland during during March, but the 3 of January, so the release day,
Yes,
you will performing in Poland with a symphonic orchestra. Is it right? Okay.
yes, this is right. Yeah, yeah, we're just back from rehearsals. We are after the tour. When we are back in Sunday, we
Yeah.
just jump straight on the rehearsal room, and we're preparing 3 days for this event. Everything is now is ready. The orchestration is in a full swing. Everything is ready. So I hope that this will be something special for us because also release day. The people enjoyed this event. This first time will be performing with the symphonic orchestra, but also with the male choir.
Mhm.
That is a special addiction for especially for Orthodox music. We're doing this first time. I think it's the first extreme metal band that doing this in Poland.
Yeah.
Of course, everything will be recording, so I hope that this release will be 2026. We can show in full face of this event for our listeners, and yeah, it's also inauguration of the Patriarkh because it will be the first show, and we will be play the whole album because the idea of this concept was also to performing the whole album to showing like one story also on the stage. So when will be touring, we also will be play the whole album on our shows. So it's the start, the beginning of the new band, and we are have a lot of plans for 2025. Like you say, we are start touring in March in Poland, but also we start the European tour from 4th April till the end. That will be our first part of our European tour. Then we are jumping to summer festivals, and at the autumn 2025, this will be a second part of a European tour, and we are booking the North America tour for
Okay, yeah,
2026.
great. So it's yeah, very high. It's very good news because I want to ask.
Yes, of course. We are,
Oh,
it's the
very
live
happy for
performing
you.
is it's our weapon for for listeners. So I hope that also enjoying in our new shows.
No, you're right because there is this new album, so it's important I think to do a world tour like you could do. So very nice, very happy for you. And I want to come back to this event, the release day. Is it a closed event or is open for all people with a
Uh,
ticket?
it's a ticketing event. So I think it will be 600 or 700 people. Uh,
Okay.
enjoyed for this show, and we didn't thinking about the the big audience for this, because we are thinking about the it's some kind of specific that you are performing with the symphonic orchestra. You can't do this like for 1,000 people, because you lose the idea of this, and I
Yeah.
think it's for performing
Yes,
with
it's
some kind
important
of theater.
okay, yeah, and it's important to be a little intimate because of the
Yes, yeah, correct.
of the music. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you told me you will be on tour in Europe, so in Poland the first time, and after in the rest of Europe. Do you remember if you have gigs in France? Because I am in France, so if I could to see you on stage, maybe it will be good for me.
Yeah, we will be play I think 3 shows in France, because last time Sabatushka we play I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So that will be a good point to meet with the friends, and yes, 3 or 4 shows will be playing in France.
It's
So
good because
of course I'm invited.
okay, thank you very much. You're welcome. No, it's very important because I know the French people like so much when you perform with Batushka. So I think it's very a good vibes in order we could see you performing with Patriarkh and the new wave of Batushka.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you, Bart, for this interview. It was amazing, very cool for me to do it with you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for support.
You're
Of course, I'm
welcome, Bart.
invited
You're welcome.
uh, for uh, for a tour, and enjoy the new album. And I
Yeah.
hope that that will be a good start for Patriarkh.
Yes, this new
Thank you.
album, the 3 of January next year, so in 3 weeks, by Napalm Records, and the release day with the orchestra, symphony orchestra. Thank you
Yes.
very much, and have a big success and very good pleasure with this new album and the tour in the few months.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye, Matt. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Good night.